Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll tell you all the place where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or WPCE 1400 AM or WGPL 1350 AM. And guess what? You can hear us all over the world, in Iraq and Iran. And now I want to introduce to some and present the others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
And Peace 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Let's welcome Facebook Live, Roberta Carter. Good morning. Let's go to Twitter. If you like to, you can go to LinkedIn. And YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, comment. We'll shout you out later in the show.
Like, share,
subscribe,
share and like,
and follow, and
share,
comment.
Okay, and comment. That's what you got to do. Like, share, follow, and comment.
Oh, wow. Miss Roberta Carter is listening in the car on the radio. I love it. Are you on 95.3? Look, perhaps. Let us know. And it is a wonderful morning. Mr. E. and Hampton Roads is beautiful. Absolutely fabulous.
It's a beautiful
and it's also fun. Friday.
I got a joke for you.
Uh-oh, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes.
What did the little chicken say to the big chicken?
Lord. I don't know. Let us know, Mr. E.
The little chicken said to the big chicken, beep, beep, beep.
Okay. Well, that's our Fun Friday. Mr. E, we haven't heard from you in a while with the Fun Friday. I see things changing now.
I see, but the thing you got to remember, I'm getting into my comedian mode because I have some more joke. It's summertime.
It's almost summertime. It's the springtime, and it's absolutely beautiful. We got a few more days.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And then summer will be popping in.
Then summer breeze stays on my mind.
I tell you what. Good morning, Miss Modell Lewis, and blessings to you. You all are a blessing to us. Thank you so much for sharing and coming on and supporting us. Today is FYI special. This is one of our segments that we call What's in Your Closet?
What's in your closet?
Issues concerning our young ladies. All kind of things.
Young ladies, why we got to change the young
because,
ladies?
I'm putting
concerning women.
I'm putting all ladies in the young ladies category. Young ladies, you all are in the young ladies category on today.
Let's put the young men at that too.
No, thank you. You all have your segment. But anyway, we have a wonderful guest. On Fun Friday, we have CEO and founder Tanya Rollins. Her organization is TRS Production, along with Malik on the Move. Good morning, Miss Tanya.
Good morning, FYI family. Because I said we family and we're friends. Good morning.
Absolutely. It's so good to hear your voice. We see you out there moving and shaking. And we want to thank you so much for being on. Tanya, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Absolutely. Again, Tanya Rollins, born in Norfolk, Virginia, 757 native, right from the Hampton Roads area, performing artist. I've been singing since I was 5. I absolutely love what I do. And so I have a couple companies here, entities in the Hampton Roads area. Again, when we go on the move, we service special needs and differently able families. Some people say special needs, we say differently able because we just got a different way of getting it done. Hello.
Yes.
We have TRS Productions, which is my production company. Again, quality entertainment experiences right here in Hampton Roads, featuring local artists. And TRS Kids, our children's performing arts group that is bringing in and coming in hot this coming summer as well. So very excited about a lot of things going on in the community in Hampton Roads.
Absolutely. Tanya, tell us why you founded Malik on the Move.
Absolutely. Well, Malik on the Move, actually it started as a way of me just kind of letting people know what was going on with us and our family. Those that follow us on TikTok and all that, they know we are out and about often, pre-COVID, of course, although we're slowly inching back out again, with all the precautions in place. But we would always take our son Malik, again, he's 15 years old now.
Wow. He's an old man.
Yes, he's going to high school next year, Mr. E.
Old man.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, so this is a way of kind of updating people, and it started out with as a Facebook group to update people as to what was going on with us and our journey. And then I started realizing some of the same concerns that we had in regards to our journey. Other families and parents were along that same thing. In fact, I created Malik on the Move to be a safe place, to share, to educate, to get information, to get resources. And so we started support group meetings that meet up. We have like moms paint nights and things like that, just kind of host events in the community. And I'm very happy to say that in the Hampton Roads area, the reason why kids in their wheelchairs and their walkers and everything are able to participate at the skating center at Haygood Skating Rink is because of our family and my son Malik. One night years ago, we asked a question about could we roll Malik on the floor, and thankfully they were willing to. They said, it's a slow night tonight, so we're going to go ahead and let you guys go ahead and do it. Just stay tuned with the middle side, and then they do birthday parties and events and things since then, and we hosted some special skate nights because. I tell them, listen, our kids bring their own wheels. How cool is that?
Absolutely. Tanya, tell me, with all your energy and all the things you do, how did you survive during the pandemic?
Oh, the pandemic. I'm going to tell you what we did. With TRS Productions, I was in here losing my mind, y'all. Y'all know entertainment. I love to perform, right? So
yes.
It started out with TikTok because we couldn't go nowhere. So my husband, my kids, I was like, all right, bring the costumes. Get the props. I'm about to use the TikTok.
You had to do something.
Doing TikTok. Right. He started out doing TikTok that had some viral goal, 50,000 views and 30,000. I said, wait a minute now, we own something with this thing. So we started doing TikTok, and then in the midst of the world kind of slowly opening up again, we found our pandemic pivot, right? So my production company, TRS Productions, we started providing virtual entertainment experiences. So people purchased their ticket with us. And again, you couldn't go anywhere. We were stuck in the house. So you purchase a ticket with us. We would email them a list of ingredients. They would purchase those ingredients. And then the night of the event, they would log on with us on Zoom. So the first hour, they'd be with our chef, cooking it up in the kitchen. Chefs in his kitchen, you in your kitchen.
Wow.
And then the second hour, we would give them a comedy show or a concert, all while safe at home. And it really became a whole thing. And actually, it birthed outside of that, our couples conversations talk show that we do. That we did it as a one-time rollout prior to that date night event when we did our virtual entertainment for Valentine's. And people were like, no, Tanya, y'all have to keep that conversation going. We love hearing different couples that are different phases of their relationships or marriage give feedback on real life. So couples conversations with birth, real couples, real conversations.
Wow, that is marvelous.
I want to say good morning to you, Tanya Shatlin. How are you, Ms. Rollins? I know you. You took me by the wings one day, and I was in a play. Never acted before in my life. Never did it. Tell our listening audience about how you taught me how to perform on one of the greatest stages in Washington, D.C.
Yes, we had an opportunity to perform at the Lincoln Theater You know, being a part of the performing arts and entertainment, you know, field for as long as I have, I've been blessed to, you know, be able to make a little bit of footage, right? And so a young man heard about me and came into town and said, hey, I heard that you're the one to talk to in regards to really getting some talent together and putting on an awesome production. So he hired me to come in and cast the entire show, directed, and put it on over at the Lincoln Theater in DC. So I had a wonderful opportunity to walk with Pastor E and work with him on that production, getting it ready, and then taking an entire production, you know, all the way to DC, cast, crew, set pieces, everything. We piled up in the buses and loaded up and went and did an awesome show over at the Lincoln Theater. And that was an amazing experience. We're hoping to do more because, again, with TRS Productions, we've done the virtual thing, right? It's time to get back into the theater as well. So we got a couple of shows lined up. Don't be calling on you again, Pastor. Break your shoes off now.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That is great. Tanya, you did a wonderful job, by the way. I did see some of the footage. Tanya, put on your teacher's cap. You're getting ready to teach us about Juneteenth. Honey, some people know about it and some people don't. I had somebody ask me about what is Juneteenth today. So please let us know about Juneteenth and then tell us about the event.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited. Slover Library contacted me. Well, we did the Juneteenth production back in January of 2020, just prior to COVID shutting the world down. As a matter of fact, it was February for Black History Month. And 3 weeks later, the world shut down.
Yes.
But we wanted to really commemorate Juneteenth, which is our Independence Day as African Americans. That is our Independence Day. That is officially when everyone got word that everyone was free.
Wow.
Because although we had been free prior to then, word hadn't got down to certain parts. And so once the word did get out in June 19th of 1865, which is official Juneteenth holiday and celebration when everyone was free. And so being able to show that in a creative way is what we do in the Juneteenth production. We take you from the storyline starts with a group of grandparents. They're talking to their grandkids about different things that are going on in history. So the kids go through this box and they pull out different things from this box and then transport it back in history. So you may see Mansa Musa. You may say, I don't want to give all the goodies out, but you're going to meet those folks back in history. And we kind of transport you back in time. But we do all different forms of art. So there's artwork, there is singing, there's dancing, there's acting, right? And it's a very inclusive, very family-friendly production. And I normally get people talking back and singing along and all of that. So I'm very excited about it. So when Slover called me and asked me to bring the production back, it's Tanya, we're slowly opening back up. When you think about bringing your show back, I was like, absolutely. Wow. But I have another idea. I want to do a whole festival. I want a drum circle, and I want a dance class, and I want face painters, and I want a music trivia station, and they said yes. Wow. And they said yes. And I said, okay. Okay. And then I went to go tour the space, and I thought, I was going to have the first floor for all Black-owned businesses. I could just see it, and the 6th floor will be all our production there. And I said, maybe there's going to be one other space. I said, oh, no, son, you got the whole library.
Oh, wow.
What? So I proceeded to try to fill that thing up. You have different stations all throughout the library that'll be going on from 1 to 3:30 throughout the library, and then 3:30 we'll slowly start those stations closing down so that everyone can transition up to the 6th floor for the 4 p.m. showing of Juneteenth production. Very, very excited about it. Inspiring, education, just showing what we do and how we are as a people, how amazing we are.
Tanya, tell us, why celebrate Juneteenth?
We need to know how amazing we are as a people, as a community, and the power that is behind that. One of the things that we highlight in the production is Black Wall Street. And Black Wall Street was an entire community in Tulsa, Oklahoma that was run all within itself, within the African American community. They would flip their money 10 times in the community before it would leave outside of the community. That kind of mentality is what I want to educate us about and inspire us to do, because it was done before. It can and will be done again, right? This cooperative economics, I'm all for that. Being a part of Black Brand, which is the Hampton Roads, the Black Hampton Road Chamber of Commerce, in the Hampton Roads area. And Blair Durham and her husband, Shari Durham, man, they do some great work, and their staff, being a part of that opportunity helps to, bridge businesses being able to partner with one another. And we've actually forged some awesome partnerships with the book club over in Portsmouth and Ambiance Fragrance. They had me host a couple of events over there. My book from We Want to Move, I'll share that as well. We had our first children's book. It's on Amazon right now. We just came out in April of 2022. Y'all can check us out. It's called Differences by Tanya Rollins on Amazon. It shows my son's picture right on the front, a way of educating people. So we're doing our first book signing at their location.
Wow.
Again, cooperative economics, bringing, families and people and businesses, especially Black-owned businesses, together to shine together. So it's super important to talk about these things, to educate about these things, because it is empowered to us, to the people.
Wow. Mr. E, that is absolutely fabulous. Tanya and her organization is on the move.
Yeah.
Tanya, tell us who can attend and give us some information of how people can go online or go to your social media.
Absolutely. Well, Juneteenth Freedom Festival is over at the Slover Library. Any and everyone can attend. Please come out and be a part of the event. It's all free. Does not cost you anything. So what we want to do is that we're going to have, again, a lot of all Black-owned businesses and resources that will be there. We have a young lady that will be helping the kids. If you're on WIC and SNAP, you can get free tablets for the kids. Summertime is coming. So we're going to have that resource there, and it's all for free if you're on those services. We have home health care agencies. We have, Black-owned authors, Black authors on it. We have a variety of different things. And so we'll be there at the Slover from 1 p.m. to 5:30. Again, the stations are 1 to 3:30, and then the production starts at 4 p.m. Again, all are welcome, all can attend. They have information on the Slover Library page. The city of Norfolk is also pushing it heavily on their advertisements, as well as you can check us out on TRS Productions page as well. TRS Kids page, Emily for the Move, and I also share TRS Kids, my summer program. Well, actually, we're planning on continuing this program all throughout the year. It's a children's performing arts group, and I have secured a partnership with the Government School for the Arts, which is absolutely major, because they are hosting our summer program this summer. So any kids that are connected with us with our summer arts program this summer will be rehearsing in the Government School for the Arts building located downtown Norfolk on Granby Street.
Wow.
We want to get as many more kids signed up. We do have some. We want to increase those numbers because, again, access to a quality training program. You're not going to get, a 9-week program for $250. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Not quality.
Absolutely.
And yours truly is at the helm. So I've brought in, some good reinforcements. Shout out to Erica Patrick, Sam Davis Cook. So we got some heavy hitters that are on staff as well, supporting to the youth, pouring to these kids, and then also, give a wonderful production at the end of the summer. And this will be our first in-person production that we'll be doing because our previous 2 productions that we did were virtual. We did Kaleidoscope and we did The Wiz last summer. So this will be our first in-person production. Will be held at the Black Box Theater, also located in downtown Norfolk. So we're very, very, very excited about that. They can check us out at trskids.com and trsproductions.org for any information pertaining to any of our programs that we have.
So the pandemic didn't stop you, did it?
Oh no, it gave me the extra push.
Yes.
A lot of
we found that pandemic even with the kids, because we had started prior to COVID, of course, with the children's program, and then we had to shut down. Even when we started virtually, first kind of rehearsing the kids a little bit, getting them back online and connecting, and then we slowly went and transitioned back to in person. So we had all our COVID, precautions, checking temperatures and masks and all those kind of things, kind of keep, try to kind of keep the kids as safe as we could, because we can't necessarily control where they go when they're not with us. But while we have them with us, we had all our precautions in place. That's the same thing we'll have in place this summer. Masks will be mandatory. Hand sanitizer will be on place. Even temperature checks and all of that will also be on place. We will keep our kids safe, but we want to connect with these kids because these kids need a place to go, right?
Yes.
And because of the pandemic, it's been rough mentally on us all. So I know sometimes I'm having a rough time as an adult trying to get through this thing. So I can only imagine what these kids are going through, trying to get through this pandemic with school and all of that. So we definitely want to get the kids signed up, get them out there active. We're doing the musical this summer. It's a Dr. Seuss show. Super excited about it. So we want to get the kids signed up for sure.
Absolutely.
What ages that you're looking at?
5 to 17.
Well,
Okay.
good.
5 to 17. And the other thing I'll share is that the other thing with the partnership with the Government School for the Arts, for those that have children that are almost into that high school age, the Government School for the Arts, for those that do not know, is a wonderful training program for students from 9th through 12th grade. It's all free. You audition to get into the program. but they provide you with free training and whatever that department that you're in. I'm a proud honor graduate. Of the Southern School for the Arts. I was in the performance arts department when I was there. It's called musical theater now. But Chip Gallagher, Jeff Warner, I highly love and respect those two men that run that program. And even thinking back to Norfolk State and my tutelage, you know, they were starting out with Cheryl Rainey and Vincent Epps, my mentor. I love him so much. Vincent Epps, shout out to Vincent Epps. He is still doing his thing. He's a super, super talented performer. And I oftentimes think back because these individuals were talented enough to not be with me, right? Not teaching and forming to a young person like myself, because they could have been on cruise ships or Disney or you know, Broadway. But yet they had their talent and their skills. They were in the Hampton Roads area pouring into a little young kid with some raw talent like myself. But now their legacy as well as my own continues through the kids and the adults that I'm able to work with, because when I'm able to take my domestic violence production all the way up into ODU and help the community by bringing awareness to domestic violence, that's major.
That is.
Because I want to make a community impact. I'm from Norfolk. I'm from the Hampton Roads. I believe in the Hampton Roads, in my city, right where I'm from. So I want to pour back in to the community that I love. So I'm excited about building an entertainment empire. So people better tap in.
You know, you just mentioned your mentor, Miss Rainey. What would she say if she was before you right now? What would she say to you?
Man, I would hope she would say, girl, man, you doing it. Man, you doing it.
She was definitely a powerhouse.
Say, man, you doing it, baby. She's shining. Yes,
yeah, she was a powerhouse. You have this great event. You know, you have a great support system, but sometimes organizations and nonprofits, they need certain things. You can let us know now what that is. Miss Tanya?
I'll say that again.
I said we want to know what your organization needs.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Well, with TRS Kids, again, we need people to share the word, let them know that the program exists, that we are welcoming all students 5 to 17. Is there anyone that's interested in sponsoring kids? Because again, we want to make sure that the parents are tapped in with us. But we do have some parents and families that have 2 and 3 kids, and although the program fee is, you know, very reasonable, some need a little help. So if people want to make donations, they can contact us as well, so that we can, you know, help with sponsorship for some of the kids that may need a little financial assistance. With our TRS Productions group, they can continue to share the flyer for the Juneteenth Freedom Festival and tap in with us there. Of course, if any of our productions that we have coming up, continue to tap in with us online. Our couple conversations, we're actually working on an in-person live taping for next month. We got some details coming out about that real soon. Again, shout out to Ambiance Fragrance and the Book Club on in Portsmouth over on High Street. So we got some major things coming down the pipeline, but donations for TRS Kids, for those that are interested in the hope of sponsorship, and then share the word for TRS Productions for the Freedom Festival coming up on next Saturday. We are very excited.
Give our listening audience the dates and the location of the Freedom Fest.
And time.
Absolutely. Juneteenth Freedom Festival at Slover Library, June the 18th, 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., located in the beautiful downtown Norfolk. And also TRS Kids, our summer program. The audition dates are June the 21st or 22nd. We have our parent meeting and tour of the space on June the 23rd, and our program dates start on June the 28th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we go all the way up until August the 13th and 14th, which is our production show date.
I want to switch channels on you right now, Miss Tanya. I want to talk about Malik on the Go. I want everybody to know a little bit about Malik on the Move, because it's a great organization. And how did my good friend, Mr. Malik, I put a hand on his name now because he's 15 years old. How do he feel about Malik on the Go, on the Move?
Absolutely. Yes, well, Malik on the Move, again, is an organization we started to educate and kind of let people know what was going on with us and following our journey. But we also realized the need for other resources for other families. So we wanted to help be that connector and kind of help ease the burden, especially for those that newer parents that may be new to diagnosis and may need other information and resources and did not know exactly where to start. Sometimes they say, ask us anything, but you don't know what to ask. I don't know where to start, right? So we want to help break that gap. And so Malik on the Move, again, began as a resource for other families, as a support group. And I'm very happy to say that we've been able to provide some major support, even supports that we did not realize that we would need to provide in regards to bereavement support. Unfortunately, we had our organization was hit very hard in 2021 with 4 of the families connected with us. We've lost 3 individuals, 3 children and 1 adult from the caregivers that connected with our group. So those families are, also friends of mine. So sometimes it's hard to wear that founder hat as well as the mom hat, because as a mom, you try to let your mind go there about, something happening to your kids, but we also have differently able kids that are medically fragile, and life is filled with swift transition. As a Red Book Kimball says, life is filled with swift transition, and it's so unexpected at times, of course. And so being able to provide support like meal trains, or providing, sending somebody over to the house to clean up or anything like that. Those are the supports that we want to try to help continue with those families as they make that transition into the newness of what that is. And I'm also happy to report that my husband, Melvin, my lifelong partner, my high school sweetheart, is actually taking over as executive director of the nonprofit Malik on the Move, because there's a couple different hats that I wear. We thought it would be awesome and powerful to have a Black male executive director who also walks his journey and can understand when he's having that conversation, hopefully with other caregivers, and also make the transition to even inviting other male caregivers to have that conversation, because oftentimes for our support groups, it's often the moms that are online with us or a part of that experience. So we want to also be able to provide those supports for the men caregivers as well, because they want to be able to have that conversation of, if you're 15, you may be frustrated that your son don't run and walk around like everybody else. Let's talk about it, right? But you may not want to share that with your wife, but sharing it with another male, they had that same feeling. Now you're in a safe space. So we're looking to expand the services that we provide and continue to connect those resources to the community.
Yeah, so Tanya, the name of this segment is What's in Your Closet, and it's issues concerning women. I want you to talk to people or young ladies or women out there who are caregivers. And, a lot of times people are smiling, but the work that goes to caring for someone around the clock. Talk about that for a couple of minutes before we go, and just encourage those to just keep going and be encouraged.
Absolutely. I would happily share that. Now, listen, one thing I would say as a caregiver, we have to understand that we cannot put ourselves last.
Wow.
As caregivers, we have to actually put ourselves first, because what I've realized in this time is that, first of all, if I go down, the ship goes down.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot of, and when you have, I had the revelation like 2 weeks ago, and I said, Tanya, you got to learn how to balance, right? The responsibilities of life and responsibilities of being, an entrepreneur, a multi-entrepreneur, and also just knowing who you are, right? And finding that balance, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed with it all, and that balance is key. But 3 weeks ago, I had a revelation. I said, it's Tanya. The Holy Spirit dropped in my spirit, said, Tanya, there are lives connected to your sanity.
Wow.
So you have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
And I had to have that revelation, because even when it comes to protecting our peace, right?
Yes.
We have to be able to do that so that we can continue to do and fulfill the purpose that is on our life, right? So the lives that are connected to my sanity, if I go down, then I can't get the resources and things out there to these families for me on the move. If I go down and I don't keep my peace, then the kids that are connected to my organization don't get the training that they need. They don't get the skills that they need, right? They don't get the connection to the governor's school and that opportunity that will come later that they need, right? If I don't keep my sanity, then the people that need the resources for the domestic violence or repair production, so as caregivers, we have to self-care. I'll say it again, self-care as caregivers, self-care. This is a general note to everybody just living life, period. Self-care.
Yes, absolutely.
But especially as caregivers, because we oftentimes put ourselves last. And if we are running and tapping in the ship, The ship will go down if we go down.
Absolutely.
So,
Tanya, give us that information real quick. And
Yes.
we want to thank you, first of all, for being on. And you are definitely a blessing.
absolutely. TRS Productions will be at the Slover Library Freedom Festival, Juneteenth Freedom Festival next Saturday, June 18th from 1 to 5:30. TRS Kids program starting this summer. We're doing musicals and musical. Program starts June the 28th. You can reach us at 757-201-2496 or www.trskids.com or www.trsproductions.org. Thank you again so much, FYI family. I appreciate you, Ms. Yolanda and Pastor E. I love y'all.
God bless you, and thank you so much. You all come over to our social media platforms, and you all that are listening, make sure you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday for Sports Talk.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FY Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, Peace 95.3, WPCE 1400, and on the World Wide Web. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye now. To this place, started out with a smile on my face. So life is beautiful. No sorrow, no. I heard it's like a warning. And now, but I special day. Oh, but I grow and begin to see life's not easy as it seems. Sometimes this journey things will not to see. I found His precious words was there for me. With a smile on my
Ooh, Mr. E. I am so thankful for Miss Tanya Rollins Shadley. You know, she is a young lady that is always on the move, always up, always popping, full of energy. But she has a child that has to be taken care of 24 hours a day, along with her other children. She has a child, and she doesn't call it special needs. I'm going to call it special needs because I don't want to mess up the word that she uses. But she cares for this child. And
do all the things that she do.
And do all the things. Now, this is the thing that I'm becoming aware of when it comes to caretakers, because we have another friend that also has a special needs child. They understand that they do have to take care of themselves first. They have to be the first partaker, because, like they say, if something goes wrong with them, something goes wrong with the whole machine, the whole system.
That's right.
The wonderful thing about it is that Ms. Shadley just mentioned that her husband is taking over on the move as executive director, which is so helpful. When you have those hands, when you have that support system, it is a marvelous, marvelous thing. My hat goes out to anybody that's a caregiver. It is a lot of work, and it takes a special person to really care for someone unconditionally and to put everything into someone because they can't do it themselves.
You know, a lot of people would think that wrongly, because she said she's got to put herself first. And then folks would get the wrong concept because they don't understand what she means by putting herself first. But let me serve notice, and we're bringing some issues out that why folks had to put their self first before they put their child first.
Yeah.
Because folks may never understand that the reason why they have to put their self first, because they are the supports and they are the power.
Yes.
They are the power that holds things together. They are the glue that holds things together. If the glue break is sealed and the ship decided it wants to sink, then that whole package sink. Who's going to be there to take care of Malik, your the child that's disabled? Who's going to be there to get the child what he's properly need to fight for that child? Did you not know, Miss Hinton, that every caretaker has to fight for everything they need for their child?
Absolutely. It is a task. It can drain a person emotionally and physically. And you got to take time for you, for yourself. You got to get away from it all. And you've got to be able to breathe.
That's right.
Annie Miles said you got to be in it to understand it.
That's
You've
right.
got to, because some people sit back and say, what are you complaining about? It's a lot to process. It's a lot to live through day after day, night after night. Your life, it belongs to someone else,
That's
basically.
Right.
And it's helpful when others will help take care, and really share the weight.
I think you got to be strong. You got to be so strong when it comes to dealing with other folks' issues. When you got to be a caretaker, and I know sometimes these caretakers go behind the scene, go behind the door, and break down every now and then because it's a hard job, it's a hard challenge. But they break down every now and then they shake themselves and come back out swinging again. Because guess what? They found some inner peace, some inner strength to go on and do what they're supposed to do. And my hats off to all caretakers, because when we was in DC, I was looking for Tanya to be weighed down, to have her boy up there with her. But she has a great support system. I didn't see her son the whole term we was up there in DC, because her husband took good care of her son while she was away.
That is marvelous. Some people are born with born and have children that have special needs, but then sometimes a caretaker can get the position suddenly. There's a someone that gets sick in the family. Suddenly somebody gets in an accident. Suddenly all of a sudden, there's nobody else in the family that can take an elderly person suddenly. And so those suddenlies are sometimes very traumatic. And so people that suddenly find themselves as caregivers really need to latch hold to those that have been doing it since day one, since the birth of their children. Tanya, and there are others that have organizations that can help you get through the hardest times, because some people go through culture shock. It's are you telling me I got to sit back and there's other family members and they can't do it or won't do it? Why me? And I can, and so they really, you have to really give them that support. Because suddenly sometimes it becomes a very traumatic thing for people to get in a position that they've never been in life.
And if you've never taken care of anybody suddenly, you really will learn how, when the chips fall on your table, and when you got to go to work, and when you got to take care of somebody, and you can't get frustrated, you can't give up, you can't fall apart. And because the person that you may be taking care of is dealing with some issues, and they see some things like they want to say, I want to run like this boy, I want to be able to play like this cat, my sister, I want to be able to get down in the floor and play marbles or Barbie Jacks and go outside whenever I feel like it, and then watch the boys playing football. They're dealing with some issues mentally with them, as well as dealing with some issues because they can't do what they want to do. So it's a two-way street. The caretakers are dealing with some issues, and the person that you're taking care of is dealing with issues also. So you got to balance it.
Yes, a lot of folk all of a sudden find themselves having to take care of parents with Alzheimer's. And that is a terrible, terrible animal to deal with. And so, there are a lot of organizations, like I said, and agencies that can help you through a time where you can't even, you don't know how to manage this person. This person is no longer the person they're combative. They just have gone. Their mind just, they no longer have a memory of anything. And now you find yourself having to care for that parent or that auntie or that grandpa. And I just encourage you all that do find yourself in that predicament, or a spouse that has just changed all of a sudden and going through changes of dementia. Get some help, seek some support, and try to get somebody to help you to manage through this journey that is very difficult. And so, we just thank you all. And we thank Tanya actually for being on and sharing her journey, her event. I hope if she's listening, she'll put the information down on our feed, Mr. E, so people can support. And people can find out more about Juneteenth.
That's right. That's
like
right.
I said, I had somebody ask me today, well, what in the world is a Juneteenth? And she really explained it well. And you all, make sure you find out more about those things that we have for our community.
And then you got to remember that it's not something for us to be depressed in. We have to walk, talk to talk. So we have something to be proud about.
Yeah.
Because we fought a good fight. We can hear, because now we're sending I just want folks to understand that we got it going on, and so hang in there.
Yes, we want to say good morning again to Roberta Carter, Annie Miles, Erica Patrick, Matthew Roman is on, Mardell Lewis is here, Sheila Robbins. You all are a beautiful, beautiful bunch of lovelies. And we just thank you so much. And Lisa Hurt Maverick, thank you, Lisa Hurt Maverick. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's her organization also.
Oh, really?
She's from our LinkedIn page.
Oh, how marvelous. And thank you so much for joining us. You all, I hope you're going to have a great weekend. I know I will. But before we talk about the weekend and our upcoming shows, we get ready to serve that tea.
Serving that tea.
We're serving that tea this evening.
Yeah.
This afternoon, today,
yeah.
We're serving that tea.
Yeah.
You know who we have I wanted to, first of all, let's talk about some local thing that's going on. And, some people have some questions about what's happening with the Spirit of Norfolk, Mr. E.
Well,
what's the tea?
Well, downtown Norfolk, this is a surprising thing for me. Yes. Because when I heard it's been in existence for almost 14 years, and when I heard that the Spirit of Norfolk was on fire,
oh, Lord.
But the thing about it, Miss Hinton, they couldn't fill it with water.
They couldn't do anything.
They couldn't do anything with it but get the children, the passengers
that
was on board. But they could not put the fire out because the more water they put on the ship, the more the ship sink.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
And the bad part about it, you all, I never got a chance in all these years to go and be on that ship. Yeah, I regret that.
It was a great ship. I got on it. I had a great time. On the Spirit of Norfolk, I really enjoyed it. But Miss Hinton, but they all should have an ace in the hole. One of the things that I didn't like. Now there are people that's going to have to suffer. Let me give you this tea. There are people going to have to go through something because, one, they had plans to have weddings on the Spirit of Norfolk.
My goodness, I didn't think about that.
Trips that they want to go on the Spirit of Norfolk, graduations and so on, where the Spirit of Norfolk was booked. But they don't have a backup.
Oh my
They only had one Spirit of Norfolk ship, and now that's out of commission, and now they're trying to get another person, another ship to come in just to take its place to accommodate those who plan to use the Spirit of
Oh
Norfolk.
my goodness, now that's some tea, because that didn't even enter my mind, of all the people that have booked it for special occasions and special events. Can you imagine them pulling their hair out their head saying, what in the world are we going to do about our wedding? And now they have to go to a plan B.
That's right.
But thank goodness, like you said, no one was hurt. It's a shame that you couldn't put the fire out, with all this technology, with all that water.
Hours.
I mean, that thing burnt, and burnt. And we're so sorry about it. Like I said, I never got a chance to go to on their cruise, and I wish I could have, but hopefully they'll come up with another one, and we'll be able to resume that activity and event. I also want to mention we're having Harbor Fest, and the tea is that some of us that are celebrating Juneteenth don't want to attend.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
Mr. E, we got to find out all the history behind not Juneteenth, but the Harbor Fest, because some people feel like it's that celebrates the opposite of Juneteenth.
That's right. When I began to learn about Harbor Fest, and the patriotics of things, I found out that what they were celebrating what it really means to bring in African American people. That's when the brothers the Negroes were put on the boat and brought over into the United States. And so the tall tale ships that you see out there, they are representation of bringing Negroes over.
Oh, well, I guess that's why folks want to, would rather go to Juneteenth than to go to Harbor Fest. But, it has been around for quite some time. During the pandemic, it was shut down, of course. You have all the great things, the food, the folk, the fun, the concerts and things like that. But beside the history, it's been a pretty enjoyable event. And so we'll see how people feel about it now.
They're looking for 150,000 people.
That's what I heard.
Out there to celebrate this Juneteenth. They look for
Harbor Fest.
Harbor Fest. They look for 150,000 people to celebrate Harbor Fest. This is my question. I'm gonna throw some shade in the game. Why would they change the name and call it Harbor Fest when it's representing bringing African Americans over?
I don't know, but you can also look at it in another way. They could, and I don't know if they do or don't. They could make it a teachable moment about the history. I'm not sure if they're celebrating y'all coming over here. But maybe, just maybe, it is history that gives us a better understanding of how we got here and, what this is all for, because they brought it in here and people seem to enjoy the boats, the ships and things like that. And maybe it has another meaning. Maybe you all will let us know if we are missing the mark as far as the purpose and mission of this Harbor Fest festival.
I'll drink to that.
In the meantime, Mr. E, I was, listening to some things, and I'm kind of curious about things and how people feel about certain things. They said that they want to keep your boy R. Kelly in jail for about 25 years. They want to put him away. And the reason I brought him up, I don't want to laugh at him. The reason I brought him up is because of the other case that we have right here in the Hampton Roads area. And we've had the lawyer of the man that is charged with neglect. His son is missing from over on the peninsula. This is what I would like to know. I want to know, is it fair to keep people in jail without a trial?
Well, here's the thing. I understand, with R. Kelly, all the damages that he has done. I mean, just look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly has used tools, instruments, I heard, to mess with, and family members they thought they got the wrong interpretation of what the purpose of their child was singing for. And but, they got the wrong interpretation.
But this is the thing I'm wondering, Mr. E. When will they try the case? Just like like I was saying, the man that's in jail here, we had his lawyer here, and they denied him to come out. They denied him bail again. But when do you get a chance to have your case in the court? When do you try the case? Do you keep that person in for 20 years and then say, okay, we're gonna try it? And we're going to find you guilty. You already served 20. We're going to give you 5 more.
Well, first of all, I believe that if you had money talks. If you had some money and some great lawyers, they'll get you out of it.
Ooh,
Now, they'll get you
say
out
that
of
again,
it.
Mr. That's a good point.
Money, and money talks, and everything else got to take a hiatus.
So are you saying R. Kelly don't have no money?
He ain't got no money.
What?
The brother must be broke. Now, because there's so many charges that are against him, and so many people wants to sue him. Because of the damage that it caused. And since it caused a lot of damages, there's a lot of people are saying, I'm not going to let him off the hook this fast. He's not going to get away with this time. We got to really and every time it seems like R. Kelly getting ready to hit the door, another one pops up. Another one. And same way with the gentleman that's over across the river. Nobody, the search, nobody knows where that boy is. That little kid, but he knows, and see, he knows where his son is, and he's not really in a limbo. He's not really showing emotion. Woe is me? Where is my baby at? I got to find him. He knows something, so they're trying to break him till he talks.
Well, I tell you what, these are entertainment news and news local and national, and allegedly, we don't want to think we know it all, but this is stuff that we heard. So we're serving the tea. Ann Miles said it's publicity. She feels like there's a whole bunch of publicity behind all this stuff.
Right. Now, when I look at R. Kelly, I can't say they're trying to make an example out of him.
What are they doing?
I cannot say because there are so many parents that had done teamed up. Yes. There's so many folks, and then when you get comfortable with yourself and you say that, you get to the point where you figure that you king dog, that nobody you can do whatever you want to do. You can hurt anybody that you want to hurt. Now, and then not only that, Miss Hinton, this is what gets me. Then you can kidnap folk. What folks may not never understand, that's trafficking. And when you trafficking somebody else's child, and you trafficking somebody else and making them do something that they don't really do.
Well, I tell you what, that's why I say, where's the case? Make sure you have a trial so you can sentence him or that person. I don't understand.
You think they're gonna let him out?
I think they want him to serve time. They're talking about 25.
How many years
they're
already?
Talking about they don't know yet, but they're talking about 25.
How many years he been in there?
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm just wondering, when will he, get his sentence? They're talking about 25 years for him.
Well, if they give him 25 years and the years that he has spent already in jail,
well, maybe 4 years.
They will subtract those years that he had been in there. And then since he showed that he was on good behavior, did right by them, then they'll put him on probation.
Well, I want to serve some tea on a couple of people. Like Britney Spears. Why did Britney Spears...
Let me drink to that.
Now, Britney Spears just got married. Why did Britney Spears' ex-husband try to jump in there and bust in there
for the love of money?
To bust in there doing the ceremony. They had to get him out of there. He came in to try to, I guess, interrupt, allegedly. But why in the world did he just say it's over? He hadn't been in the picture for I don't know how long. Here he come They find him coming down the corridors trying to get to the wedding party.
Well, are you surprised? I thought maybe the daddy would come in there and act up, because the daddy was her money man, her publicity man, the man that managed her money. I thought that the daddy would come in, but the husband, the ex-husband, decided that, wait a minute, brother, you ain't gonna marry Britney. You ain't gonna do it because that's mine. That's mine.
What in the world? It's over, son. Carry on. Go get you another woman.
And my said, God will let you fly high, but he will bring me down. He will bring you down. And that's a good slogan, because you can be so high that you think that you're better than he is. You think that you're big. But look at Britney Spears. Let's get back to Britney. Britney was on narcotics. Britney mind was gone.
She had a lot of issues.
And now with her new boo, mm-hmm. with her new husband, is it in it for the love or is it in it for the money?
Let me tell you one thing. I think Britney Spears have gotten over the hump of mental illness, because that girl has gotten rid of that daddy, and now she's managing her own tea. And I'm proud of you, Britney. She is that love. I think she's over mental illness. Anytime you say, look, that's enough, you've had enough, you took enough, allegedly, it's time for me to manage my own life. Goodbye.
And that's what it takes. When you get some help from other folk, that doesn't mean that they control you. They got it going on. And the folks got to know when to turn it loose. Because when they see that you have done right, or you're doing right, turn it loose.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. E, you're going to have to help me with this one, because you're a man. And I don't know if it's a man thing or not, but what's wrong with Nick Cannon? Nick Cannon said he's going to have some more youngins. Now, he already has 9. And now he's going, what's going on? Mr. E, can you explain? Because guess what? When Octomom had her 10, they was calling her everything but a good child of God. And she had hers at one time. But Nick Cannon is slinging left and right. Got all these youngins, and he's talking about having more from somebody else. Is that what you call I'm not going to say the word, but what do you call that when you slinging left and right and you don't, you're not marrying nobody, you just.
That's nasty. That is pure tea nasty.
What is that called?
Then he's got a lot of money that he wants to give away.
Is it because you got money and you're privileged?
He wants to give that money away. Ooh. A man that has 10 children and 11 children.
They're talking about twins,
children.
Allegedly. Twins.
He's
having
crazy.
Some more twins.
He's crazy. A man that has 11. A man that has 12 or 10 children, he's crazy.
I'm trying to understand if this is true tea. Is this in the gossip realm, in the social media? Because we're hearing that Nick Cannon gonna go ahead and bring forth some more youngins, and I'm like, Nick, now we gonna have to send the paddy wagon. And remember that word, look, Aunt Carrie and all of you say the paddy. We're gonna have to send the paddy wagon.
Well, I heard
to some of these folks.
I think Nick Cannon is got some issues dealing with him. Because the girl grew up and she went on about her business.
Who?
That girl that messed his mind up. See, just like Kanye, that woman messed his mind up.
Oh yeah.
And now Nick Cannon has another one to move.
All I can say is Nick Cannon. Look, look. Ann said, wait till someone hits him with child support. Someone will.
They're going to get it.
And I think he's okay and really high on himself with all the money and things that he's making, because a lot of men do that. I mean, a lot of famous men, they have a lot of children by a lot of different women. And I guess because they can take care of them, it's no problem. That's right.
Well, see, you take your boy Beyonce husband, who allegedly supposed to have an outside child.
Lord, now I don't know if that tea is even that tea been around. That's old.
But they say
that may not even be true tea.
They said that he's living on the east side of town, and the child living like a scagabond.
Allegedly.
So
Allegedly.
I think that Nick Cannon has a lot of wasted money. He got too much to do, too much money.
Time on his hands.
That's right. He got too much money and don't know what to do with it. Now, you take somebody like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg ain't playing with, he had no more babies or no more. Snoop Dogg is sitting back, drinking them Corollas with the stock that he had and enjoying his life. And then he come out with another drink called Slim.
Ooh. So what do you all think? Do you think Nick Cannon should go on with the tribe syndrome? Having babies all over the creation and, maybe baby mamas and them maybe getting along with one another. Who knows? But what do you think? Do you think that this is something that is uncalled for? Because if a woman does it, Mr. E, they call them all kinds.
They call her names.
names.
But see, Miss Hinton, and I know we got to get ready to get out of here, but here's the thing that we got to understand here. What kind of woman? Where is the woman? These women that are their children that Nick Cannon is dealing with.
Well, he said this. The one today that I saw, she said they're friends.
And if she here's what has to happen. Nick Cannon has to give this lady a guarantee. Money that he's going to take care of this woman for the rest of her life if she had your children.
Yes.
And you talking about you got 9. I want to know how many of them is in his house.
Ooh,
how many of those are living with him, and how many of them he sees every day. See, because here's the kicker part: those 9 that Nick Cannon has, they are not around him.
Oh no!
They're by somebody else. And then if he had them in the same house that he is living in, he would say, no, 9 children.
When you say it'll be a different story.
It'll be a different story. Instead of Nick Cannon going on, he'd be wilding out for real. Be really wilding out.
Maybe that's what it is. But maybe it's just that he loves the youngins and he just wants as many as... Who's the gigolo? I'm telling you. But anyway, that's the tea on the street. They saying that it's too much. And maybe he just loved the youngins. And since he can take care of them, he's going to serve it up and give women as much as he can give them to have his children. Mr. E, that's all the tea I have for right now. Tell us about some upcoming shows before we leave.
Well, upcoming show, we got Mr. Despy will be on what issues concerning men, along with Mr. Vanderbilt Sykes, who's going to be our special guest. And then we got Sports Talk coming up on Monday. I got Coach Stanley coming back and talking with us about, because his team is out of the series.
Oh, my goodness.
And so he's going to come back and tell us what his prediction may be for this rest of the series, especially on Sports Talk. So you don't want to miss what's going on Sports Talk.
Yes, don't forget Gabrielle Bree Brinkley. She's going to be on with us, a beautiful young lady that's in the arts and in college and doing great things. Don't forget Edwina Wilson is going to be a special guest of ours. We're scheduling her. Don't forget Desi Combs. They're going to be on. He's going to be on with us as well. And you can be a special guest sponsor and intern. Missy's going to give you that information. But first, don't forget the ladies' pies, the ladies' music, the ladies' book. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Don't forget. The book is Bullying is right underneath your nose. You can go online and download it, but you can also get a copy. Just inbox me and let me know that you'd like to get the book and I can invoice you. But don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all social media platforms. And don't forget to take down this number because Mr. E is going to give you information on how you can be a special guest, sponsor, and intern with FYI Radio Show.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Miss Ann Miles made a little statement out there, and I want to laugh. And don't forget, if you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of FYI Radio Show, all you have to do is dial us at 757-714-7861, or you go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can go to the email us at
FYI Radio Show Live.
Yeah.
FYIRadio@gmail.com.
FYI Radio Show live@gmail.com, and let us know that you'd like to be a sponsor or you like for us to come and host your event. Let us know what we can do to help you rise above near survivor. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday, Coach Sandler will be calling in and talking to us. And don't forget the child school will be closing real soon, so make sure you find something for your child to do and keep them safe.
Don't forget to go to our website. It's going to be up and popping by Monday. crystalrecords.com. You can see FYI and all the other things. And just don't forget to chat with us, inbox us. And if you like the Ladies Pie, make sure you let us know. The number you can call is 470-0224. And FYI loves you all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. We're going to see back here on Monday. FYI, 2 up, 2 down. Look, Ann Miles got it. God bless you, Ann, and all you all that are listening. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye now. 2 up, 2 down.